which means it's spread to the brain, which means it's too late for us to remove the eye, which means we're gonna have to remove your whole head. Don't worry, it doesn't hurt.
Look at this man. Look at the way he walks. The way he talks.
Go check out the hood, dog.
Look at the way he dances. When you look at this man, do you think this guy could be the Elden Lord? Probably not. But that's why I'm here to prove you wrong. So by now, I'm sure we've all seen this meme.
You lose your maximum HP when you die.
How do you get it back?
Human effigy. House. Gotta get that health back.
You try the human effigy. Oh, I did try the human effigy.
Only stupid people try the human effigy.
I am too in this episode.
I tried the homeward bone.
You are hollow.
Wow. Which is pretty funny. Me and my friends have even started repeating it over and over again. But it got me thinking, could you do a Dr. House build in Elden Ring? Short answer, yes. Now, since the only notable weapon that Dr. House uses is the cane sword, this build will be revolving entirely around the cane sword, which is one of the worst weapons in the entire game, and it doesn't get much better towards the end. Now, there is one problem. The cane sword is in Lanedale. Now, you might think I could just walk my big tail all the way to Lanedale to get it, but I can't do that. You have to at least kill 2 remembrance bosses before you can get into Lanedale. So, we're going to have to incorporate something that a lot of you probably don't even have. A friend who can give it to you. I started by creating my character to look like Dr. House, which I think I got pretty close. I then got my friend to give me the cane sword, and then started doing what every good Elden Ring player does, grinding for smithing stones. While on the way, I helped Jar Alexander out of a hole, because I felt it was only appropriate considering I'm playing Dr. House. After this, I began my journey of grinding for smithing stones to make this weapon at least somewhat bearable to use. I then took the time to kill Patches. I then got my cane sword to a nice plus 13. I then began my first few battles with Margit, where I beat him on my 4th try. You'd think, with all the hours I have in this game, I'd be better at fighting him. That's what I'm talking about, baby. House MD versus Margit. After beating Margit, I speedran Stormveil Castle, all in an effort to get to one of my favorite bosses in Elden Ring, Godric the Grafted, where I was able to beat him first try. House MD killed Godric the Grafted. Imagine grafting, my boy. Like, you could have just fought like an actual person instead of grafting. Like, come on, bruh. You are hollow. You are maidenless. Maidenless. I then beat Loretta for some extra runes, but I don't actually intend on doing Ronnie's quest. Because even though Ronnie is a blue four-armed baddie, I don't think that Dr. House would want to go for that. I then met a man named Gowry who asked me to help a poor girl. After killing Commander Nile, we get the gold alloy needle, and after giving it to Gowry, he fixes it so that we can give it to the girl and help her of her scarlet rot.
You ask that I stab myself with the needle to quell the scarlet rot, but how? Never mind. I've decided I would rather trust you than simply continue to spoil from within. Would you mind averting your eyes for a moment?
After she stabs herself with a needle, she falls asleep, and when we come back, she is cured of the scarlet rot, and she tells us that her name is Millicent, and that she is going to start a great journey. But before she can do that, I can't just let her walk around with a stump on her arm, so we're gonna get her a prosthesis. I used Rhea Lucario's portal to teleport myself to the Grand Lift Adectus, and then had a nice conversation with Melina again, and then used the Grand Lift Adectus to get myself up to the Atlas Plateau. Once in the Atlas Plateau, I immediately went and got another bell bearing, got my cane sword to plus 15, went out of my way to get a little bit of extra runes. After that, I went on to fight General Radon, where I had a little bit of an issue. Because the cane swords have such a short range, it's actually incredibly difficult for me to hit Radon. But if I'm too close to Radon, then I can't see what attack he's doing. But, as always, I was able to defeat him.
Mi bomba!
Alright. House MD kills Radon. I then got to watch a really cool light show and talk to Alexander the Char for a second time. I then spoke with Millicent at Gowry's shack to continue her quest line, and then finally gave her the Valkyrie's prosthesis so she could hold a sword again.
Are you giving me this arm? Thank you. I am in your debt yet again, I think. If the arm serves well enough, it might be possible for me to wield a sword again.
Now, with 2 remembrances under our belt, we go and defeat the Draconic Tree Sentinel so we can get into Lanedale Royal Capital. After entering Lanedale, Melina leaves our side, stating that the accord is filled. While we're here, we go ahead and grab the second cane sword for some extra damage, upgrade that, and use the whetstone to give it a bleed affinity. With a plus 13 and plus 17 cane sword, I then went to fight Godfrey, and managed to beat him first try. With Godfrey down, we almost immediately go into the fight with Morgott, the Omen King.
Yeah! And you're gonna die right in the spot that you lay.
Not but a fool. The Erd Tree wards off all who deign approach. We are all forsaken.
After speaking with Morgott, we rest at the side of Grace to talk to Melina, who informs us that we can't enter the Erd Tree until we burn it. And she offers to play the part of burning the Erd Tree. But, as Dr. House, I'm not going to let that happen. So, we're going to take a wild detour.
Hello again, old friend. Allow me a moment to converse with you. You are unable to enter the Erd Tree, no? Prevented by the mantle of barbs. The thorns are impenetrable, a husk of the Erd Tree's being that spurns all that exists without. The only way to stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord is to pass the thorns. My purpose serves to aid in that very act. So I'd like you to undertake a new journey with me to the Flame of Ruin, far above the clouds, upon the snowy mountaintops of the giants. Then I can set the Erd Tree aflame and guide you down the path to becoming Elden Lord.
Heading down into the Landau sewers, we're going to be heading towards the Frenzied Flame, all in an effort to protect Melina from sacrificing herself for us. While on the way, I knew what was going to happen. Melina would hate me forever, and would never return even if I cured the Frenzy Flame afterwards. Melina helped us from the beginning. She gave us Torrent, which allowed us to travel throughout the entire world faster than we could on foot. She allowed us the ability to turn runes into strength, allowing us to level up. She took us to the Round Table Hold, the place where we forged our weapons to get stronger. In the end, without her, this build probably wouldn't be possible. And just after defeating Mohg and resting at the side of Grace, Melina tells you this.
If you intend to claim the frenzied flame, I ask that you cease. It is not to be meddled with. It is chaos, devouring life and thought unending. However ruined this world has become, however mired in torment and despair, life endures. Births continue. There is beauty in that. Is there not? If you would become Lord, do not deny this notion. Please, leave the frenzied flame alone.
These pleas wouldn't fall on deaf ears. I heard what she said, and I understood the emotion behind it. But in the end, to save her life, we have to push forward. When you enter the chamber of the frenzied flame, you are not met with a wild, graceful theme. You are met with a somber, quiet melody that is going to sit with you even after you leave. Bodies boiled by the frenzied flame litter the grounds that you're stepping on. Some bodies you even walk over. It's very clear that all who came down here went completely mad and likely died of that madness. Now, while it is funny watching me parkour down, watching me die from the parkour going down, I do think that this was the intention. You're meant to die here. You are meant to have to run back several times. You are meant to have to do this limbo over and over and over again. It is meant to be hard. Not because Souls games are meant to be hard, but because you are inherently making a mistake. You are inherently doing the most evil that you possibly can. And I knew that. Every single jump, every single step, every single death, and every time I re-entered this chamber, I knew that by taking the frenzied flame, I would be destroying my trust with Melina and leading to the world's destruction. But yet, I could not let Melina die for me. I could not allow her to sacrifice herself for me. And as a result, I kept going until I reached the bottom, where I was greeted with this conversation.
I ask you one more time, please, seek not the frenzied flame. As one who strives to become a lord, deny not the lives, the new births of this world. Those who would are not fit to be called lord, when the land they preside over is lifeless. Please, put a stop to this madness. The Lord of Frenzied Flame is no lord at all, when the land they preside over is lifeless.
The shakiness in her voice says it all. She is no longer telling you. She is pleading with you to not seek the frenzied flame, to let it go, to move on. And for a while, I considered it. I don't know, bro. I don't know. If I take the frenzied flame, Melina doesn't have to die. If I take the frenzied flame, everything dies. I'm gonna say it. As much as House values life, and as much as he does actually care, he's taking the frenzied flame. We're doing Millicent's questline, baby. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. We're doing Millicent's questline, baby. Sorry, Melina, but I can't let you sacrifice yourself for me. When we get up after being touched by the three fingers, our body is singed and burned. We are now the vessel of the frenzied flame. And as we talk to Melina, she reveals her feelings on the matter. And her words are hurtful.
You have inherited the frenzied flame. A pity. You are no longer fit. Our journey together ends here. And remember, should you rise as the Lord of Chaos, I will kill you. As sure as night follows day, such is my duty. For allowing you the strength of runes. Goodbye, my companion. Goodbye, Torrent.
After getting told off by Melina, we start to head north, towards the Forge of the Giants, the place that Melina wanted us to take her before. And after using the lift to get to the mountaintops of the Giants, we end up seeing a familiar face.
To think we'd meet in such a place. What could your purpose possibly... No. I know well enough who you are. And what I know is good enough for me. Call upon me again, in battle, should you have the need. I'm searching for a fort to the north of the ruins. I heard the master of the fort was given a medallion that allowed him to visit the Halig tree. Indeed, I believe that is where Melania will be found. The Halig tree is hidden somewhere in these northern lands.
Information, I then got the medallion and made it to the Halig tree to continue her questline.
Again we meet. I can only surmise our purposes are aligned. In which case, allow me to explain myself. I am of Melania's blood, but in what capacity I know not. I could be sister, daughter, or an offshoot. Whatever the case though, I am certain of a kinship between us. There is something I must return to Melania. The will that was once her own. The dignity. The sense of self. That allowed her to resist the call of the Scarlet Rot. The pride she abandoned. To meet Radahn's measure.
Upon hearing this, we head down into the Halig tree, cheese the fuck out of this putrid tree spirit, and finally enter the battle with her sisters. After the battle, we have a final few words with Millicent before she informs us that she has removed the needle, choosing to unalive herself rather than continue living. And if we come back to her body after she dies, we get the unalloyed gold needle. But we would still need to defeat Melania before it would become Mikola's needle. But first, I decided to pay a little visit to my friend, the Fire Giant.
You're fighting the Fire Giant?
Yeah.
No fair. I want to fight the Fire Giant. I can't right now. I have to find a site of grace. Woohoo! I'm gonna die. Yeah, I can do that too, but I have more range. Oh, he turned around. Cool! So that does like my entire health bar. Why are you such a bitch, Becky? I fucking hate this. You're so fucking stupid. Message from Lita.
Oh my god, I just beat Fire Giant. What the fuck? What the fuck? I fully went into that not expecting to beat him first try. What?
After unexpectedly beating Fire Giant first try, I set the Erd tree on fire and was teleported to Farum Azula. After getting to Farum Azula, I headed back to the Halleck tree where this absolute goat from the subreddit, Cramp, helped me kill Melania, which granted me Mikola's needle. I quickly headed back to Farum Azula, where I defeated Malekith the Black Blade.
Oh my goodness, what a way to end that.
I then took the Rune of Death and was immediately teleported to the base of the Erd tree, which was now on fire. I then visited the Placidusax, where I immediately stabbed myself with Mikola's needle and got out of dodge. I then slapped around Sir Gideon the all spamming and headed directly for my favorite boss in the game, Godfrey.
One of my favorite bosses in the whole game right here.
It's been a long while, Morgoth. Long and hard didst thou fight, tarnished warrior, spurned by the grace of gold. Be assured the Elden Ring resteth close at hand. Alas, I am returned. To be granted audience once more. Upon my name as Godfrey, the first Elden Lord.
Let's fucking go! I love you, Horlu. You're an amazing boss. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This is why I do challenge runs. This feeling right here. When you do possibly the worst thing you've ever done, the most masochistic thing you've ever done, and then you still win. You put all of the odds against you and you still win. That's what I love. That is why I love challenge runs. That is why I love doing hard challenges. I'm going to the gym.
Rest assured, I did indeed go to the gym. But finally, we are at the end of our journey. The end of the story of Dr. House. So I'm going to stop talking, and I'm just going to let you enjoy this moment.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about, baby. 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 This was an experience, to be sure. I know not everybody's gonna like how it went. Yeah. But to show you my build, you pretty much have nothing. You have the raises dexterity, enhanced jumps attacks, greatly raises power of successive attacks, and stamina equip load. You have to save Melina, save Millicent, but you can't get the Frenzied Flame ending. Yeah. This was an experience. I didn't want to just do another Elden... I didn't want to do an Elden Ring video that was just Elden Ring no hit or something like that. But also, I couldn't do an easy challenge, and this was pretty hard because even at plus 25, these are pretty bad. Cane swords are pretty damn bad, even with the blood and even with the bleed. The bleed basically carried me, but I had nothing. As for great runes, I did Melania's great rune. Yeah, this was an experience for sure. But to answer the question, yes, you can beat Elden Ring as Dr. House.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall an age of fracture.